Hi, Tile from Interfidelity here. Today we're going to talk about a very, very nice headphone, the Audeze LCD X planar magnetic headphone. This is a $1,600 headphone. And to talk about it, we're going to have to talk about their whole line of headphones because they've been changed somewhat recently, and it's worth revisiting the entire lineup and the context in which the LCD X exists relative to that lineup and some of the other headphones here. Really fortunate to get the chance to work with some of the equipment I do, and so I'll quickly point out this is the Apex Hi-Fi Audio Teton amplifier. It's an output transformerless tube amp designed by Pete Millett. It's a $5,000 amplifier, and I brought it in for this test because the most recent LCD3 now has a higher output, higher input impedance, or a higher impedance at 110 ohms, and begins to work well with the higher output impedance as a tube amp. So I actually did some tube amp playing around with here, and of course my trusty Auralic Taurus Mark II and Auralic Vega DAC over here for the main comparison duties. I spent some time with the LCD X and the recent LCD 3 and LCD 2, which is this one, all of which now have the phaser. Now, in a planar magnetic headphone, the magnets are a fairly large structure to either side of the diaphragm and pose an acoustic impedance problem for the diaphragm, and I've seen artifacts over time that appear to come from this obstruction that these large magnet structures have in place. And Audeze has recently designed a patent-pending acoustic impedance matching device that goes on the outside of each side of the magnetic structure of their drivers. They call them the phaser, and it helps to get rid of some of the problems. I'm going to put a little drawing in here in the video, and you can see in this drawing that with the phaser that has all those little points on it, it allows the sound to escape and come together nicely, whereas without this phaser there's more chance of interference. Now that's a crude drawing, but it should give you some of the idea of what this phaser is. And then also I'll put up a picture at this point of a phaser, and you can see that it's that bumpy set of slots that now look like little guided wave areas on their driver, and that now is on all of the LCD headphones, both the LCD X, the LCD 2, the LCD 3, and the LCD XC, which I'm not going to talk about here today. I did receive some LCD 2 and LCD 3 headphones just prior to the change to the phaser, and have taken measurements of that and many of the previous Audeze LCD headphones, and I'll put up an image now of their 300 hertz square waves, and you can see that at the leading part of the square wave there's a little overshoot blip, and on the headphones that don't have the phasers there's a second smaller blip. And it's my belief that these blips get in the way of imaging, and that the phasers, if you can look at the square waves with the phasers, that second blip is dramatically reduced or gone entirely. And what I heard on these headphones with the phasers was an improvement in the imaging due to a more precise leading edge of transient waveforms, I believe. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it at the moment. Let's get right down to the headphones here. So this is the LCD X. It has aluminum body on it as opposed to the wood of the other headphones. This headphone is significantly more efficient than the other headphones, and was designed to make it easier to connect these headphones to whatever source you had. Audeze perceives these as a good pro headphone, and I do too, with the addition of the Fazor and the better transient response, cleaner transient response. I find that they provide better imaging, and they're getting closer to matching the performance in terms of that imaging and resolution to the Sennheiser HD800s than they were in the past. The HD800s have tremendous imaging and transient resolution. Unfortunately, they tend to be a little on the bright side for most people, and well, there's thousands and thousands of posts on the headphone forums about how to match the Sennheiser HD800 with amps. In fact, I had an amp in here not long ago, the ECP L2, which was a tremendous match for the HD800. But these headphones will play much more nicely with the upstream gear and provide a more satisfying listen, really, because of the better tonality and the warmer sound than the HD800s. So yeah, these are a great headphone for a good headphone for recording pros working in the critical areas of listening there. The HD800 will be better for listening to very, very small details, but the LCD X will probably be better at giving you an overall picture of your music and your mix. These LCD X's also are, I would call it, let's say, a little drier, maybe a little more neutral than the LCD 3, which is a little bit lusher and more elegant sounding, more refined sounding headphone. But the LCD X slams a little bit harder, so for you audiophiles out there who are interested in more contemporary music and stuff with a lot of punch, this may be a better headphone than the LCD 3 in that regard. On the other hand, the LCD 3 this is about a $1,900 headphone. This is a more resolving and elegant in its presentation. It doesn't hit quite as hard in the low bass as the LCD X, but it has a very, very refined sound to it and lovely character. And now with 110 ohms, you can run it from tube amps like the Teton here to great effect. I had fun rolling tubes yesterday and listening to the changes, which were quite apparent on the LCD 3 with the new Fazor. Just a lovely headphone. This one's up on the Wall of Fame and going to stay there. The LCD X, still haven't quite decided. You'll have to go look at the article to see if I put it up on the Wall of Fame or not, but it's real close. The LCD 2, this is about a $1,000 headphone, and it too is a lovely headphone. It's a little bit grainier sounding, not quite as resolving and refined as the other two are, but it's a great, still a great headphone. Lots and lots of impact in the in dynamics. Good bass response, good bass extension. All of these headphones have a little bit of a recessed presence region up between 2 and 5K that makes them sound just a little more distant than some of the headphones that have a little bit more response in that presence region. But other than that, they're a very, very fine headphone. I would say that this family of headphones is probably the most reliable performer of all the $1,000 and up planar magnetic headphones anyway, and certainly strong contenders in the category of high-end headphones overall. There's still some great headphones out there like the $5,000 Abyss AB1266 or Stax SR009. But the LCD 2s at $1,000 certainly begin to get you a taste of that high-end world where there's lots of finesse and resolution. and these two have been improved by the phasers. I think that there's a lot in this review over an interfidelity, more than I've been able to talk here in this video. And so I'd really recommend you go read the article that the link is posted underneath the video here on the YouTube channel. But I highly encourage you to have a listen to Audeze headphones sometime in the near future. They really are a spectacular listening experience, and I absolutely recommend each one of these headphones in its category, and certainly the LCD 3s are one of my favorite headphones of all time in terms of their lovely, relaxed, and warm and resolving presentation. So lots of fun there. Anyway, the article is a good read, and much more than I could possibly put in a short video review, so I hope you go take a look at it. All right, until next time, I'm going to spend some more time here at this $20,000 worth of audiophile toys I got on my desk and do some more listening, and I hope you get a chance to hear some of these soon too.